Hello, everybody. It's been a while, but it's Milesluigi,
And hey, look who's back! It's the evil Pop-Tart!
and this game is Mario and Luigi: Bowser's Inside Story. Last we left off, we were at the Dimple Woods. We were here because there's an attack here that will knock over a Chakron, or at least so we've been told.
Yes, I remember.
So where we last left off is we ran into that weird sock-like looking enemy, but before I can talk about the weird sock-like looking enemy, it looks like I ran right into a Wiggler, which if Mario and Luigi games have taught me anything, like we would be fighting a Wiggler, but we've already fought a Wiggler as Bowser.
Yes, that's the Guardian. Oh, yay, yeah, the Guardian's gonna give us this. Yeah, yay!
There might be a slight misunderstanding here. This guy should have saw Bowser in here earlier, kind of burning down the trees that grew back instantaneously. Anyway, this guy wasn't necessarily happy about us collecting attack pieces, but then instead he is like, you should go out and collect 6 of the attack pieces, then I'll let you through into the deep forest. So now we have to go out and find 5 more attack pieces. He is a literal roadblock.
I hate fetch quests. Damn it.
He is a literal roadblock. Well, we needed the attack pieces anyway to be able to knock over Chakron. So basically we're being told we're not allowed to enter this part of the forest that has the last 4 attack pieces until we find 6 attack pieces all around the rest of the forest.
Oh, come on. I'm gonna groan at this part and go, just no.
So basically we've got to do some exploring around the forest, collect yourself some beans, collect yourself some attack pieces as well, and go around the forest. Mario and Luigi, they're a bit more agile than Bowser was, so they're able to jump up.
I refuse. What are you gonna do?
Okay.
I refuse.
All right. Well, unfortunately,
how about I just punch that stupid Wiggler in the face?
Don't you wish I was playing as Bowser again?
Yes, I would kick his ass and say, let me through.
I distinctly remember we had a regular boss battle, and we were fighting it as Bowser, and I distinctly remember, blowing up half the forest, punching that Wiggler in the face.
Yep.
It was very satisfying.
Yes, we did, and that's how it should have been done.
That was extremely satisfying. Alright, but one of the new enemies here that we weren't able to fight here when we were running around here is Bowser. Bowser just can't access areas that has this enemy as the weird, weird enemy. We're going to be seeing more of them, actually, in the deep forest. They're weird. As I very briefly mentioned at the last part, but you may have missed it because it was, extremely brief. And we'll see it when we get into a battle with one. You don't want to jump on them, because you actually jump into them, and it's really not good at all. Now, this enemy might actually look familiar, because we may or may not have actually fought it before. Let me give you a hint. We have actually fought these things before, just in a different context than what you're seeing here. These are
What the hell are they, sushi?
No, they are scutlets. So, these things are little bug things. If you recall, one of these things actually got stuck in Bowser's flame pipe. And we fought one while we were tiny and little and inside of Bowser. And now we're fighting them kind of more at normal size, where they are best described as, paper bugs, because they're thin and puny and, yeah. They always come in big bunches of groups, and when there's a whole bunch of them around, they actually point at which brother they're going to attack in succession. Though when they're by themselves, they kind of just trying to slowly crawl towards you. There we go, got a nice gear bonus there. Since they are relatively weak on their own, and they usually come in a group, and look at this hidden area up here, hiding behind all that forest. Has itself some nice bean here, and DXSP socks, which is a 30% increase to maximum SP. Look at that. Point I was trying to get there with these scutlets is that they'll point at which bro they're attacking and then go off rush and attack. You may have noticed that I used some hammer attacks against them. We're at a point in the game where using hammer attack sometimes is better than using a jump attack, even if it won't do as much damage, because in order to get an excellent with a jump, you need to nail both jumps. Problem is, if you kill an enemy in a single jump instead of both jumps, no excellent for you. You just get the good. Actually, it might be, yeah, I think it is the good, which doesn't fill up your bro meter at all. Hammer, however, regardless of how much enemy HP they have left and whether a single jump would kill them or not, if you time the excellent right, you'll always get an excellent. So it's actually a decent move to use to fill up the bro brother bar a bit more. especially when you're fighting against weak enemies, they'll just fall over dead to a single attack. I pointed out here because Skutlets are a perfect example of an enemy that will typically die if you just jump a single time on an enemy. Feels like I'm running into a lot of roadblocks as of late, but if we look over here, there's just this block floating in midair and a shell block here. Let's go ahead and hit that. There we go. And that causes the boulder to just roll out of the way.
The Wiggler boulder.
The Wiggler boulder. There we go. Like, I can't help but imagine that for that Wiggler boulder even be put in place and perfectly balanced like that somebody wants to put together a puzzle or done something magnificent. It was like, haha, no one will ever get past here. But then you remember it was literally a circular, flat, pancake-like boulder that could be rolled over pretty easily. Not so smart of an idea. A boulder like that might be better suited for, like, I don't know, connecting to a cart, a couple of axles, and carrying things around, not as a roadblock, but I suppose it forced Mario and Luigi to solve a little puzzle there. Regardless, let's go ahead and continue on to the north of the Dimple Woods, where we're going to go ahead and collect some more attack pieces. Interesting to note, Dimple Woods actually is, at least in terms of, like, game area, like if we were to measure the total number of square pixels, like an entire area encompasses, Dimple Woods actually is the biggest area in the game. Most maze-like too. You can kind of see the map in the bottom screen, in the lower right-hand corner, and like the place is just huge. So it can be a little difficult to navigate through the whole place, to say the least.
It's very confusing right now. I'm lost.
Oh yeah. I really, really, really want to thank the Alpha Dream for including a map. And in this case, you know, the map is just readily available on the bottom of the screen because that's really awesome and pretty dynamic. Mario and Luigi Partners in Time also had the concept of a map system, not quite as useful, but a lot of areas end up looking very samey with each other. And like, they're not samey, it's just, I think a problem that this game and say Partners in Time both also had that kind of problem where areas just kind of sometimes look samey. If it wasn't for the map, I would have no clue where the hell I am, relatively speaking. Wow, I missed that first strike. Now, I feel like I mentioned Dream Team, gosh darn, a lot, but Dream Team rectifies this because it's literally a 3D environment, and 3D environments are way easier to make look distinctive than, say, a 2D environment like this, using the same tile set all over the place. That's pretty nice.
I agree, 100%, because, you know, without a map, I wouldn't know where the hell I would be going, so, you know, maps are good.
Maps are fantastic, and we didn't have to pay anyone to get a map either. It's just, we get
Yeah,
the
it was
map.
just kind of given to us, you know, we don't have to fucking buy maps or upgrades, you know.
That's nice, isn't it?
Yes, yes it is.
There we go. Some people may have pointed out, oh, hey, Milesluigi, here's a location where you missed a bean, here's a location where you missed a bean.
We don't care. We don't care. No, we don't care anymore. No more beans.
If you haven't figured it out by now, the Mario and Luigi series altogether has been entirely post-commentary. So, for me to go back and try to find the beans that I missed actually would be an interesting, although kind of difficult endeavor. As I learned, the game actually does tell you how many beans you have found in an area. It'll give you a count saying, hey, say Dimple Woods has this many beans, or the Plaque Beach has this many beans. So you know how many beans are in an area total. But like if you're only missing 1 or 2 beans, you might be scouring and like combing the entire beach trying to figure out where in the world is that bean that I missed.
Yeah, you want to know how many beans Evil Pop Tart's collecting?
How many? How many are you collecting, Evil Pop Tart?
0! None, nilch, nada, don't care.
Do you want to play this game alone? There are actually some people who are playing along this game with me. They probably hated the fact that they had to wait a while.
Probably, but I haven't been looking for any beans or doing anything with that, you know, doesn't really pertain to my progress, which i.e. not getting beans, because, yeah, no.
As I mentioned, the beans, there are 3 kinds of beans, the heart beans, the SP beans, and the power beans. They do up your stats, and there's probably a bean there that I'm missing somewhere, I don't know. That looked like an area to hide beans. So they do increase your stats. Relatively speaking, I would say just fighting enemies normally would get you up to a decent enough level to be able to take on all of the game's challenges, at least in my personal opinion. The beans are nice though, don't get me wrong. I love the fact that I plopped all the power beans on Mario, because next time we actually get into a boss battle, I'll be able to do massive amounts of damage. Caveat being, this whole section that we're currently in right now, with Mario and Luigi all about, and Bowser still locked in that safe. Yeah, he's still locked in that safe, everyone. This is kind of a lull in the game, unfortunately. And I really don't have any other better way to put it. It's just like, oh hey, the whole overworld opens up for Mario and Luigi, but the thing is, like, you're kind of traversing same areas from before. And especially now, where you're basically traversing the Dimple Woods to try to find the 6 puzzle pieces. Yeah. It is interesting to note that the chest enemies, which their name is completely escaping me at this point, but you remember when you fought them as Bowser, you defeat them, then you can vacuum them, and it's like, hey, bunch of gold. But Mario and Luigi, they have no concept of, like, I guess, taking the chest's gold. You can pretty much just attack them or wait for them to run away.
Let's go!
Here we go, here's more of those suck enemies. Let me go ahead and show off right now. Jumping into them is a bad idea. That's a very bad idea. You could probably imagine that a new player who isn't aware of it just kind of looks, oh look, it's a sock enemy, jump, oh that was a bad idea. It happened to me. But you'll learn from your mistakes. At least I hope you learn from your mistakes. Don't keep jumping into them, that would be bad. Times like this that I'm really happy that even if an enemy uses something like that, like he literally just spit goo or whatever at me, despite that, it just started the battle and caused Mario to fall over and just immediately get up because his speed's pretty high. So here's the thing, these things are socks. They're poisonous, but it turns out they take critical damage from a fire flower, which when you think about it makes a lot of sense, because if I have a sock and a lighter, what do you think's gonna win?
The lighter.
Now, Milesluigi does not advocate setting your clothes on fire, but...
Evil Pop-Tart does. I do. I advocate setting everything on fire, including your clothes.
Oh man, would you be willing to sacrifice a pair of socks for the YouTube audience? And
Of course, I already have. I'll just find some that have holes or the ones that, you know, are no good, and yeah, they just get lit on fire. Good note, socks light on fire very, very quickly because of all the small little fuzzies on them and the type of material that they are. So they burn very fast, and they smell when they burn, and they char everything.
I got it.
So yeah, so fuzzy socks equals great fire tinder.
yeah. So level 25 is a very important level up because this is actually where we get our star rank. Once we finally hit level 25, and that was a fantastic level up for SP, this will let us access the final shop in the game, the star rank shop, which is where the best equipment in the game is, actually. That's pretty
Let's go hit it
awesome.
up. Let's go hit it up. Let's beat it up.
I am definitely going to be checking out that shop.
Let's spend all our hard-earned money we've saved up from the beginning of this game to finally blow it all on a couple items.
You are not far off from the truth, Evil Pop-Tart.
Yes, I know, because I predicted it, and I'm gonna, hold to that prediction.
So that'll be a little bit before I go stick out the star shop. Right now, I have actually collected the attack pieces that I needed in the Dimple Woods, though there is kind of one area in the Dimple Woods that I haven't really explored. That's kind of a nifty thing here. If I go south here, and I want to say it's really close to where I am right now. Let me first get this bean. Here we go. Is it to the right? I know we're really close to it. It's kind of a cameo location. It doesn't have any other purpose, though. Nothing here. Let's go to the right. This is just a bonus room over here. I say bonus room. Ah, look at that. Just a pipe hanging out here. Let's enter it. Hello. And like that, we can now enter and exit the Dimple Woods at leisure. We can also enter and exit Bowser's Castle. That pipe is really, really awesome, because to get to Bowser's Castle from the overworld, we have to go all the way through the Bumpsy Plains, and then Bowser Path, and then to Bowser Castle, and now we just kind of have a shortcut pipe, but we have access to one other pipe? Ooh, and it's pink. Let's check that out. This last pipe takes us to an area we have not entered yet, Peach's Castle. Caveat being, we are literally locked in this room and can't go anywhere. So unfortunately, this pipe has absolutely no use to us. Yeah, no sequence breaking. This is one of those situations where I really, really hope someday maybe somebody will find some glitch or caveat or some wall clip of some kind. Because if it did exist, this is pretty much exactly what you would use it for. Bam, you're in the middle of Peach's castle. And I can tell you, if you could get into the middle of Peach's castle right now, we could pretty quickly advance the game's plot. If you guys weren't aware, there is a tool-assisted speedrun of Mario & Luigi Bowser's Inside Story. I don't know anyone who regularly speedrun this game, though, sadly, because the tool-assisted speedrun itself is like 6 hours, 30 minutes. And it does go through the game really optimally, and it still takes that long to get through the game. I tend to find that unless a game's really, really interesting, if a game takes longer than 2 to 3 hours to speedrun, usually it's kind of outside the interest of speedrunners. Some exceptions there. As I say, some games can be more interesting than others. But Mario & Luigi Bowser's Inside Story, just there's no sequence breaks. But here we go. Here's the location that I was thinking about earlier. This location here, there's just this mushroom shop set up here. That is the same mushroom shop that Fawful had used at the beginning of the game, actually, to kind of start this whole travesty. So now that we found that and we've gotten all of our attack pieces, let's go run our merry way all the way back to the Wiggler and tell them, hey, we got attack pieces, and we're ready to advance on forward. I had to quick check the map here to realize I am going the wrong way, and I need to go back up here and go around, and then I can make it over to there. So, interesting that I point out the TAS of Bowser's Inside Story. I want to say there's a Partners in Time TAS as well, and it's around 5-ish hours last I checked. Another game that can't be really readily blanked. I recently saw at Summer Games Done Quick that Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga was ran, and that's because there's a sequence break in that game that basically involves putting player actions outside of their regular bounds so that you can do crazy player actions. And you can basically use that to sequence break to Bowser's Castle, and then sequence break to the back exit, and then basically just fight the final boss. So yeah, nothing like that in this game though. So finally, the Wiggler lets us pass. That was basically just a roadblock, basically saying, yeah, go get all the attack pieces before you enter into here, why don't ya? Let's go ahead and collect this bean and travel on to the left and figure out what was this Wiggler trying to hide. Interesting, there's a block that's just kind of floating there, and I am thinking that this is when I was done recording for the night. Alright, welcome back. So, let's go ahead and investigate that one block. Now, notice that we kinda have to separate Mario and Luigi to be able to get that block, so I better pick up this bean. Seeing a block just hanging out by itself, it's like in Doom, when there's just this item floating in the middle of the room, and you know, well, when I hit that block, something's gonna happen. So let's see what that something is. Is it just lowering the path? Well, it can't be quite that simple, can it? No, it can't. That's not good. So the Mario Brothers actually finally got separated, which was a staple of Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga, but rarely happens in this game. Matter of fact, I want to say this is actually the one occurrence. At the very beginning of the game, you have that little bit of segment where you play as Mario by himself, and this is basically the little bit of segment where you play as Luigi by himself. And just intrinsically due to the way the game works, this is pretty much your one opportunity to separate Mario and Luigi's experience. Now, Luigi's not really happy when he enters into a battle individually. Instead of going like, okay, or go Luigi, he just goes, mamma mia. So with this one battle, I have made Luigi more highly leveled up than Mario, actually. I say we should start avoiding all the encounters now. There we go, because there's a lot of sock-ups here. So, I don't know about you, but that sock-up literally just entered into another sock-up, and that, yeah, this is weird. Socks eating other socks, and, I don't, okay, sure. Well, before we can advance forward, we gotta fight these little scutlets here as Luigi by himself, so it looks like I gotta enter into another battle here. And, yeah, Scutlets Tell kind of is obvious. I have one brother here. What are you gonna do? Attack the one brother. That would have been interesting if they would have like pointed up and down and then would have went to attack nothing at all, but I digress. Yeah, enemies like only have one brother to attack, so it's like, well, there's no tell. It's just, oh, you're gonna go attack that one brother. And now Luigi's even more leveled up than before.